do you believe that European banks, French banks, such as yours, are at disadvantage with UK banks, US banks, and Swiss banks because of the dividend policy?
Well, I mean, the supervisor has not given reasons why the European rules, the continental European rules, are different from the UK or Swiss or other rules. So banks are I think, have addressed this crisis from a good starting point. They have a lot of capital compared to the past. They are looking very carefully at all the impacts of the crisis, at the impact of the interventions by the policy authorities, in particular the guarantees that have been provided to borrowers. So banks put the capital at use if this capital is remunerated. So if supervisors want the banks to support the economy and put capital at work, they have to allow banks to distribute dividends. If they will not allow banks to distribute dividends, this will in the end work against a sharper and quicker recovery.
But what are investors telling you about dividend policy?
I think investors are waiting and seeing. They understand that this is a first step. They expect the ECB to adjust to the other supervisors within the next few months, so that there is really no reason why Europe should treat investors differently depending on where they put their money, either in banks in Europe or outside Europe. So I think it's a transition. It's an issue of time. I expect everything to be leveled within a few months.
Do you expect Societe Generale to pay dividends in the first 9 months of 2021?
Well, I mean, we have a shareholder meeting in May, and the board will make a proposal to the shareholders consistent with the indications of the ECB. And we will see whether we'll have a second meeting during the second half of the year, when we may pay the rest that is in line with our dividend policy.